you?
I'm doing well, brother. So how you guys doing?
Doing well.
Great. We're
How's
actually at our rehearsal studio.
Hot and sweaty.
fantastic. So you guys rehearsing late night?
Yes.
Yeah, we stop about 10 o'clock Arizona time.
All right. Sounds good. Sounds good. So how was your day so far?
Hot. It was 110 out today.
Yeah.
Degrees.
Practice was good.
Fahrenheit.
Fahrenheit.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, guys, you released your new album with respect back in April 9, a tribute to all the legends. And especially, I want to talk about Ozzy and Black Sabbath here because this time around we lost Ozzy Osbourne earlier this month. So, tell me a bit about the work on this album and the making of this album.
Basically, ever since we put out the Scare the World record in 1999, we wanted to put a cover song on it. And back then, Margie, who's our manager and she co-owns Nasty Frick Records, we talked about one day possibly if we recorded enough cover songs, we could release a record. And to do it in such a way that we just give it away, that we're not looking to make any money off it because that music really belongs to the artists that we're trying to give tribute to. And so, I mean, if it sold a shitload of copies some crazy way or whatever, then I don't know, we'd figure out something different at that point. But right now, we just want to give it to the fans and the people that we admire and that influenced the band over the years.
Amazing, amazing. And this release in particular, did it come as a CD or as a digital release?
Right now, it's just released digitally, and I don't know what the future brings. It may come out on CD, but people don't really buy hard copy media anymore. I wish they did, because think about bands like Pink Floyd and stuff, if they came out now, because back then people loved to buy concept albums. And now, people hear one or two songs that they like from a record and they download that and that's it. And they don't really care about the whole albums as much as they used to. And for me, that's kind of a bummer because I remember I couldn't wait if my favorite band was coming out with a new record and you'd run to the store and you'd buy it and you'd have it physically in your hand and then you'd go through the artwork and the liner notes and it was an exciting thing. It was a whole package.
Yeah.
Now you just get great music, and a couple of photos and that's about it.
Absolutely, totally understand. Like we old school people, we always prefer to have a physical copy in our hand. That's how we grew up. So
Exactly.
That's right.
I do miss that. I hope someday in the future, the music business kind of changes back to some kind of physical media that people purchase and they own something for their money.
Yeah, vinyl.
Yeah, I know.
Bring back eight tracks.
And really nothing sounds like vinyl. That's like the most pure way to get recordings, but you need a lot more people buying vinyl. I mean, it's good that it's had a resurgence, and I hope that keeps going. But nothing sounds like a true vinyl record.
absolutely. Totally agree to that, mate. And speaking on the album, 17 song, I really do not know how you picked up all these awesome songs from some of the great bands from Judas Priest, Elvis Presley, Johnny Cash, Billy Idol. So this number goes on, and most importantly, about talking about Ozzy Osbourne and Black Sabbath, a great tribute album, I would say. 17 songs. You guys really nailed each and every song. There is not even one song that should be let out in this album. I would say it's all beautifully done. So salute to you guys for
Thank
this
you very much.
fantastic work. And
Yeah.
as a creator of this music, so how do you guys feel about the outcome of the tribute album?
I love it. We're just now putting it out there. I mean, I kind of quietly put it out there a while ago, but now we're running a promotional campaign and promoting it. So we'll just wait and see what people think. But so far, what I've been hearing from people is all good. I mean, people seem to really, really enjoy this record, which I do as well. And really, if you go through any of the other St. Madness albums, you'll find all these influences from these artists that we put on this album. You'll hear it in our songwriting and in many different things. And it kind of The covers album, with respect, kind of tells you who Saint Madness is in a way, because all those influences are in our natural everyday writing.
Yeah, true, true, true. And are there any touring plans for you guys this year?
We have nothing planned at this time. We just got the full band back together. As you know, our drummer passed away in May of 24. Was it 24? A year ago. And for about a year, we were auditioning drummers. And it's funny because I'm a person who prays. And so at night, when I would say my prayers for like this past year, I would say, God, please help us find the right drummer for this band. And if there's any possible way, let it be Sammy. And at that time, I never thought in a million years that he would come back and play with us. And that's Sullen Graves is who I'm talking about. And he was with us back in 2013 and part of 14, I think. And he hadn't been in the band this whole time. But the drummer that passed away, Evil T, was a very heavy drummer, very accomplished, very creative guy. And for me, the only guy that could come in and play after him is Sullen Graves. And that's what we got. So we're already working on new songs for a new Saint Madness album.
Fantastic.
And the band is sounding as powerful as ever.
Awesome, man. Awesome, awesome. So, are there some single coming out from this upcoming album, probably this year?
There will be. Yeah, we're planning on recording this winter. And we'll start recording, and we'll probably release anywhere from 1 to 3 songs after we get them recorded. So I like to do that because now singles are more important, really, in the masses than albums are. So, and plus, singles kind of drive your album. If you put out good singles, people can't wait to hear the rest of the record.
Absolutely.
So we're going to make sure to do some recording this winter and be able to put some stuff out.
Awesome, awesome. And will you be also working on an official music video?
That will be coming as well. We will definitely be doing something video-wise. Right now, we're just kind of tightening up our set list and our songs and writing some new songs, as well as promoting the With Respect record.
Yeah.
And, because we haven't, our last show that we played was November of 2023. So it's been a while. And a lot of people thought we were dead, like our band was just finished and done. And I think even at times maybe we felt that way, but we refused to give up. For a long time, it was just Jayhawk, Masorum, and myself, bass, guitar, and a singer coming down here auditioning drummers. But we didn't lose hope because we love the band. And I'm glad we didn't, because the lineup we have is amazing. I mean, I really, I speak for myself, but I can't be any happier than I am right now.
Awesome, awesome. And yeah, are there any talking about the songwriting for the upcoming album? Was it focused on something in particular, or is this diverse songs that you are writing about?
Are you talking on the With Respect, or are you just talking in general, the new ones?
Upcoming album of Saint Madness.
What are the songs based off that we're creating them on?
Well, it's interesting because when our drummer passed away, we were halfway through an album called Last Rites. Like we released it as an EP, but it was really going to be a full-length album. And he passed away, and after much thought, Margie, myself, and the band talked about it, and we decided to leave Last Rites as an EP so that we could leave Evil T's drumming to him without adding a second half of the album with a different drummer and mixing that up. So the first song that we're going to be releasing on the next album is actually called Last Rites, The Final Blessing, and it was supposed to be the title cut of the last record. But what we're going to use it for is we're going to start this album with it. It's very brutally fast and heavy. And we're going to start the album with that so that it makes a connection to the last record. But it leaves the last record to that special time, if that makes sense.
It's really fantastic, fantastic. And Prophet, I know we've been in touch for quite long time, and I think I spoke about this earlier as well with you. So you started way back in '93 as Crown of Thorns, and later after '97 it became Saint Madness, and quite a long journey with fantastic albums over the years and decades of awesome heavy metal for the heavy metal fraternity around the world. You have given great work for us. So how do you feel about the road that you traveled? But I know there was a lot of ups and downs, change in the lineup. So how has the road been for you so far?
Okay, so I have a different view on things because some people will say to you, well, you know, wouldn't it have been better just to have the original lineup through 13 albums or whatever? But what I think is every time we get a new person in here, we have a new blood and it just kind of refreshes everything, if that makes sense. And so for me, over all these years, having different band members and stuff, I feel honored because I've got to work with so many incredible musicians and to write songs and record with them. And so for me, the whole thing's been a total blessing. And there's no former members of the band that I would look at you and go, yeah, well, I don't want to talk to that one, or I don't. Every single person that's on any of our albums, if I ran into them in public, I'd be extremely happy to see them. And I wish everybody the best, and I feel honored that I got to be a part of all that music.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Even anybody that's tried out for the band.
No,
No, you gotta, even if they tried out, they're trying to do something.
no, because we've had a lot of people try out that I don't really want to run into again. Because it's like, what a waste of time. But the ones that stay and record albums, that's what I'm talking about. The ones who have skin in the game.
Right.
All those people, every single one of them is very talented, and you can go back through any of our albums all the way back to the first one, and you'll hear the talent in there. So me as a vocalist and a lyricist, to get to write to the music of all those different people is really an amazing thing. And I've been hugely blessed to get to do that.
Amazing, amazing, great, great. And in relation to with respect, are there any plans to do some kind of merchandise for the fans?
Yes. Yeah, I'm planning t-shirts, and I'm sure we'll get stickers and whatever else. Back in the day, the things that I miss, like back in the day, bands had to have a publicity book, a promo kit or whatever, and you would have 8x10 of your band, and so you could hand people like I don't know if it's like a business card or whatever, your promo kit explained all about the band. And it was really cool that bands took the time to do that back then. There would be a biography in there about each member or whatever, and press clippings and et cetera, et cetera. None of that really happens anymore. So, I imagine we'll probably make some posters and t-shirts and stickers and things of that nature for fans. I can't wait to do that. So I've got a lot of things in the fire right now, and a lot will be happening between now and this winter. And it just, some things take time, which sucks because none of us want to take too much time. It's like when you want something, you want it right now. But on the same hand, it's like our next record. I want our next record to be as strong as anything in the past. Not just because we're getting older. I don't want to be the band that, they're getting older, and when people come to see you, they go, man, they used to be so good. I wish they would have retired like a few years ago and left it alone. I never, ever, ever want Saint Madness to be that.
We'll have autographed drumsticks.
Yeah.
We'll have autographed drumsticks.
Yeah.
And maybe some ski caps.
And ski masks.
Ski masks.
Yeah.
Watch out. Never know. Plastic bags.
Plastic bags with our face painted on it.
Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. And since the last time we spoke, Prophet, like I know there has been some ups and downs, but there might be a lot of highlight moments too for Saint Madness. And is there something that you want to share with me today?
A lot of what?
Highlights.
Highlights?
Yeah.
I was just talking to Sullen before rehearsal tonight. He was drumming with us when St. Madness played its 20th anniversary concert. And that was back in 2013. I can't believe how long ago already, but it was such an incredible night. And the last song we played was called Blood, Guts, and Glory. And the entire stage filled up with the audience, and everybody was headbanging and jumping around. We literally thought the stage was going to collapse. There were so many people on there. And there is a video somewhere of it on YouTube because I've come across it. But, you know, many years ago, we played side stage for Van Halen. What would you say was the best show that we've done with you, or the one that you really...
The 30-year anniversary show.
30-year anniversary?
Yeah, 30.
That was 2 years ago.
Yeah, not the last show we played, the one before that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was at a place called the 44 here in Glendale, Arizona. And that was our 30th anniversary concert, and that's already 2 years ago. So
we're old.
yeah, I literally raised my son, Josh, who is now 37, since he was a little boy, because he was born in December of '88. So we started this band in '93. So Josh, and he works with the crew to this day, pretty much. And he was literally raised in the band because I was a single dad and for a while, and I would take him to rehearsal. And then I met Margie, and Margie basically helped raise Josh. And she was the mom he never had, in a way, because his mom had a lot of problems, and she's passed on now, God rest her soul. But Margie stepped up and helped raise Josh, and Josh literally grew up in this band.
Great. Fantastic. And speaking about the upcoming album, so are you guys have a planned scheduled release date or something, or how you're focusing towards the album?
We have hopefully 26. We haven't started recording it yet. So like I said, we're going to start recording in November. You know, everything we've done in our entire career has been on Nasty Prick Records, which is our own label. And, you know, it's kind of funny because bands like Led Zeppelin, way back in the day, they realized, you know, they were giving all this money to a label, and they thought, why don't we just do our own label? They call it Swan Song Records, and started releasing their albums on there. And they got to keep all the money. Of course, Zeppelin's huge, you know, but people were doing it back in the 70s, creating their own labels. And I didn't want to sit back and this is probably a flaw that I have. I never ran after big labels the way I probably should have. I just don't like doing that. It's like the music's got to do the talking. And if some bigger label was to come around, it's got to be because they heard the music and they love it. I don't want to be chasing them around and please do something with our band. So we just started taking our own money and going to good studios. We've worked with the same co-producers since 1996. Larry Elia, who owns Mind's Eye Digital Studios in Glendale, Arizona here. And he was in a band called Bionic Jive that toured the world with Eminem back when Eminem put out the Eminem Show album. Larry was in the band that was opening for him at arenas all over. And he owns the studio, and he knows our sound inside and out. And what I love about, I advise any band, always work with an outside producer as well, because every member of the band wants to record the shit the way they want to hear it, and I get that. But the benefit of working with somebody who's not all emotionally involved in your writing or anything, they hear things that you don't hear, and they come up with ideas that you would have never come up with. And Larry has 100% always been that way. And he'll challenge us and say, hey, play this, you know. And we always do it. If we don't like it, we won't keep it. But never say no to trying it, you know, because you never know what you come up with. And so Larry always has suggestions, and he just knows how a St. Madness record needs to sound. And so we'll be going to him to record the new album as well. There's only, I think, 2 records, Loneliness is Black, the first one, and Scare the World, where we didn't work with Larry. We worked at different studios. And of course, after Scare the World, that came out in 2000. We immediately went right back to Larry because we just like the sound he gives it. St. Madness albums sound like a produced album, but it has that edge to it, you know, that almost a little bit of a live feel in hearing the music. And I think that's what gives it a lot of energy.
Awesome, Prophet. And I know, talking about With Respect, the tribute album, I know you've been working since the late 90s to bring up this album. And do you think there'll be a possibility of having an With Respect tribute show or something like that in the future?
Well, I've been asked that a few times now, like, will you ever do shows where you just play that album? And that's a possibility. You know, if a situation comes up and it's right, then we'll sit down and we'll put that set list together. It's just, I'm not sure what the future brings right now, you know. So much has changed in the music world and, you know, even since the 90s, you know, so you just never know what's around the next corner, which is kind of exciting in a way. But, it's just so different than the way it used to be.
So, right?
Huh?
I said we're open to it, though.
We're open to it, absolutely. If the right situation comes up, yeah, of course we do it.
Fantastic.
Like I said, I love the album. I've listened to it many times, and I'm really proud of the production and the execution of the songs. And because you have a lot of different people on that album, you know. But it all sounds like a St. Madness record.
Yeah.
There's a real trick to that.
Great. And post-release of the next album, are there plans to go on an international touring?
Not at this time, but again, you never know. We're just kind of coming back.
Sorry.
No, it's what we want to do,
Yeah.
but the right situation has to come up. And like I said, people thought we were dead and gone, you know. And I'll be honest, we played a show in 2020, and at that show I had said, you know, after we do our 30th anniversary, I'm going to retire and be done with it. And then COVID hit, and we only got to play like 3 shows in 1 year or something like that. And I got really pissed off about that, you know. I was like, I don't want to go out that way. I don't want to fizzle out. I want to explode on the way out. And so we're not ready yet, you know. And the songs that we're writing, I love them with all my heart, and I can't wait to record them and share them with everyone.
That's some good ones.
Very good. And we got more to come.
So do you have a place for us to stay when we come out there, visit you and do a show?
Absolutely, mate. My home is big. You guys can all stick together here.
That's what I like to hear. Well, count us out.
Always welcome here, mate.
All right, sounds
We'll
good.
bring our wives and our kids and our fans.
We'll have a good time.
Strippers.
Come on over, buddies.
All right.
And finally, any message that you have for the Saint Madness fans around the world?
Never give up on metal. You know, we just lost the godfather of metal.
Yes.
And what that's going to do, I believe, is open a lot of doors for new artists to come in if they want it, you know. Metal is, for me, it's in my blood. I'm going to do it until I either drop dead or I really can't do it anymore. It's not fun, which I can't picture it ever not being fun. But in losing Ozzy, what I would say is, especially to new bands and stuff, get even more determined. You know, that man, was he crazy. I'm so glad I got to live in the time of Ozzy Osbourne and see all those news headlines go by year after year and all their craziness. It was awesome, man. He showed us what sex, drugs, and rock and roll really is. And the whole world's going to miss him.
A great loss.
So just keep at it. Believe in yourself. Don't give up. Number one, believe in yourself. Be your own best friend, because even if you're doing great, you're always going to have some asshole that looks at you and tries to put you down or say, I don't really like that, or fuck those people. Fuck the haters.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
You know, fuck the haters. There's probably a song out there called that, because, you know, don't let anybody stop you from doing what you love. You only have one life to live. Live it.
And thanks to all those same Madness fans that didn't give up on us, and the ones that did, we got something else coming. Gonna be pleasantly surprised. So
Awesome.
We ain't dead by a long shot.
we're coming back.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. And guys, I want to thank you all so much for giving me today this wonderful opportunity. A real pleasure to have you guys. And thanks to Prophet and thanks to Said Madness for decades of heavy metal awesomeness. And I'm really looking forward for the next release that's coming up probably in 2026. So looking forward.
Yeah.
And thanks for With Respect, like I said earlier, a fantastic tribute to all the great ones. And thanks again for all the awesomeness that you guys are giving for the metal fraternity around the world. I wish you all the best, and I'm really hoping someday you guys can come here to India and perform here for us. That would be really awesome.
That would be
Love
awesome.
that.
Yeah. Awesome.
Thank you, Keith, for having us.
Thank
We're
you.
honored.
Thank you, my pleasure. Take care and have a great evening. Metal on.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.